Hello everyone, and welcome to another J. Robinson Art Peiloff painting project. Today, we're going to be painting a kind of a ghostly Halloween painting. It actually has a cat, a ghost, and a pumpkin. And what we're going to do is first discuss the equipment that we have, how it's laid out. Then we're going to get right to the project. So first and foremost, we have our 8x10 canvas with our peel-off already attached. We have our plastic apron. We have a paper towel, which I like to keep folded. I provided you with two brushes, one pointy brush, one flat brush. I've also given you a spatula, which is great for removing the peel. You could mix paint with this. You could even paint with the spatula. I've also provided you with a palette sheet. There's a glossy side and a matte side. I would suggest you put the paint on the glossy side. And also, we have a paint packet, which I'll get into in 1 second, with our paint in it. And off to the side, we have a cup of water. Now, just so you know, I have my 8x10 canvas on contact paper. I've also put tape, two-sided tape on the top and the bottom, and adhered it to the contact paper. I've also done the same with my palette sheet, where I stuck a piece here and piece here of two-sided transparent tape, and then I taped it down to the contact paper as well so that it doesn't shift. So let's get down to our colors. How to open a packet. You simply pull it off to the side, like so, grab the two lips, pull, and just dump out the contents. Now let's go over each of those colors. We have orange, we have purple, we have black, we have green, we have white, and we have yellow. Now we like to provide you with enough paint not only to cover the project, but just in case you want to touch up on things or use the paint later to paint something else. So we'll never use all of the paint that we have, but I try to give you enough to make sure at least you have it. So let's get started. First color I'm going to put out today is going to be the purple. It's going to open up the packet, squeeze a little bit out on my palette sheet. I'm just going to put the rest off to the side. The next color I'm going to put out will be white. I'm going to place that right underneath. Just need a little bit. And the next color we're going to put out is going to be black. Just going to squeeze some of that out. And then the next color we're going to put out will be orange. Since this is only for our pumpkin, we really don't need a lot of that. But I just want to put it out so you can see it. Then the next color we're going to put out will be green. We only need a smidget of that. I like making up these words. And the last color we're going to squeeze out is a little bit of yellow, which is really not a color we're going to be using a great deal of today, but it'll help put some accents in our pumpkin and on our leaves. Okay, so let's get our brushes together. Our spatula. We're going to work with the flat brush right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to paint the entire canvas purple. But I'm going to mix a little purple and white together so that I get a nice light purple. There, that looks good. A little purple and white. And I'm just going to take the paint or the brush and stroke up and down over this entire canvas until I have this whole thing covered. We're going to call this the exercise portion of the video because this will be the majority of our painting time, is just blocking in this background. Now, I also recommend we provide you with all the equipment that you need, but it never hurts for you to have your own equipment. You could actually fill this background a lot faster if you had a flat brush, a larger size, or any other brush that you feel comfortable with. But for purposes of the video, I like to use the equipment that I provided you, just so that you can see that it does work. Now I'm just going to try to quickly streak this in, because this is not anything more than the background. But it's important that we paint all the way across. So rather than me go sporadic, I like to stay controlled. So this way I can keep feathering my edges, adding paint as I go from left to right. You don't have to paint the way that I do. You can get the same results going across. You could even get the same results going sporadic. But you might end up with a lot of different spots in your painting if you go sporadic, because acrylic paint dries rather quickly. So knowing that, I like to make it a system of just kind of laying it across. It's just the way that I prefer to paint. Now, once we hit the peel, I am going to paint on the peel, but I don't have to cover every little inch of it. I can just get to the edges and save myself the time and the paint. I'm not really painting on top because it's going to get peeled up. I just want to make sure I paint right around the edges of the peel. And that's why I give you this mosaic pattern, so no matter if you paint over it, you can still see through it. So you see how it's just going right around the edges, not really concerned with covering this up, because it really doesn't make any sense. It's gonna get peeled up. And this way I can move a little bit faster on the areas that really need my attention. We're getting there. Like I told you, this will be the exercise portion of the video. But you take a breather if you need to. Take a break and then just keep going. I just like to try to keep moving so that we can get through this project in decent enough time so I don't bore you. Almost done. Now it's just that little strip left right here. And once we finish that, we're pretty much done. I'm just joking. We're just getting started. But it's not going to be a very long painting, nor is it going to be a very difficult one. It's meant to be very easy for you or any level of artist to be able to paint with Peiloff. Peiloff is nothing more than a tool used to help you to explore your creativity, maybe teach you some things about painting, and allow you to grow as an artist, or just as a person who wants to have some fun. Can't think of anything more relaxing, more therapeutic, and more enjoyable for me than painting and being creative. So with that being said, let's just continue blocking in this background. Then I'll show you what we're going to do next. There. Just get this corner. There. Okay. All right, so my background is painted in. And what I want to do now is I just want to kind of create a little bit of a glow right in this area, almost like a moon shape, if you will. So I'm just going to take some white. I'm going to take the brush, and I'm just going to kind of create this shape. It's going to be a little bit of a glow, just to add some ambiance to my painting. See how I created that shape? Now with that shape, I'm going to take some of this white and just kind of fill it in. Just going to fill that part in, keeping it rather dry and quick. Just going to kind of fill that in a little bit. There you go. It doesn't have to be a solid white. It just has to have a glow to it. You know, it has to have that look of a circle glow. And this is just adding some artistic value to the painting. No real point to it. It could be a moon. Could be that. Could be just a glow, the glow of a moon, since it's a Halloween type painting. But you see how I'm not really painting it a solid white. I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of a glow. Just adding some color, then I'm scrubbing it in, letting this lighten up a little bit. But I just want to make sure that it's in there. Okay, that looks good. And at this point, if you want to, you could take your brush and just kind of slowly walk those edges around. See if you can't get it as circular as you can. You know, once you have a shape, you can look to see where it might be a little distorted and, you know, try to add to it just a little bit. See, like that. And say, okay, that's good enough, and soften that up too. Maybe even take and go right over here and strengthen up the edges a little, just a little bit of a bolder color. Soften that up a little bit. Show you what I mean over here. Just grab some color and go right in it. Make this a little stronger towards the edges, and then soften it back. This is good enough. This is good. This is good enough. Because we will be having our ghost, our cat, and our pumpkin, which is the theme of the painting. So before we get started and go even further, I'm going to put a little black right here. So I'm just going to take some black. Notice I didn't clean off my brush. And I'm just going to say right here in this feather, on this leaf, right here, I'm just going to go straight across like that. Take this black, and I'm just going to paint a base. I'm going to paint it in now so that it'll dry by the time I'm ready to peel up. So I'm just going to paint this straight across like so. Just to give a little ground for the whole thing to sit on. See, just blocking it in. Making sure I paint the edges, but I don't have to go over the whole decal. I'm more interested in the canvas itself. And we could always go back and hit this one more time if we wanted to, but I don't see where that's going to totally be necessary. I'm just going to block it in. There. Good enough. Straighten this line out a little bit. Blend this in a little bit. Make sure I get my bottoms nice. And paint it. There, that's good. Now I'm going to clean off this brush. Show you how to make this painting so easy for you. I like to ring the bell, wipe it on a paper towel. I'm going to pick up this pointed brush. What I want to do is put some spider webs in this corner. So I'm going to touch my brush in the water, loosen up the bristles a little bit, go into some black paint. I'm not jabbing it in, I'm actually twisting it in because I want it to stay at a point. And then I'm going to go, let's go to this side first. I'm going to make 4 lines. First, I'm going to make a dot in the corner to say this is the base of my spider web, like that. And in that, I'm just going to draw a line like this. It's 1. Maybe another line like this. That's 2. Maybe a line right here for 3. And maybe there's just one more line like that. Now let's just do the other side of it fast. I'm going to make a dot in the corner like that. Then I'm going to draw the lines. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. See? Just like that. Now, I'm going to take this brush, and inside here, I'm just going to loop some little connection shapes like that. See? Just going to make another set of loops, almost like little half circles, if you will. These are going to act as spider webs, just hanging in the corner of my painting, helping with that Halloween feeling. See that? Just little half arcs touching each of the lines. Could always extend my lines a little bit if I need to. And I want to go right almost to the edge, like that. And there's spider web number 1. And you see how I made those little arc shapes? So they're not really straight. Try to go over here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see with my hand in the way, but Just going to do the same thing here. It's going to create a little pattern. See how I come down a little bit and let those get a little bit bigger. See, there's a spider webs. Maybe there's one more row right here, and then we'll do a last row in a moment. And again, you could always extend your lines if you need to. Just gonna come here and come with this last shape. And there. Spider web hanging on this side of the painting. Now, let me show you another cute trick while this is still here. You see the cat's curly tail? Why don't we take and just draw a straight line straight down to about right there. That's fine. Then we're going to draw a circle right on top of it. Kind of like an oblong circle though. Like a circle. See, like this, like a little bit of an oblong shape. Just keep messing with it till you get the shape the way you want it. Like that. And then maybe we put a little dot for a head. And that's going to become a spider. And the first thing I like to do is put two legs that are hanging straight down like that. And then the rest, I'm going to take them the other way. Just going to take and make 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And there's a spider hanging off the cat's tail. Clean off my brush. Now let's get ready to have some fun. Now we're going to take off our peel, paint our image, and call this painting done. The way I remove my peel is I like to grip the spatula like this, because I only want to use this tip or that tip or this tip or even this tip. I just need anything that's going to dig underneath like that and start the peel. And once I get something, it doesn't matter if it rips, because I could always go back under and grab the parts that's remaining. And I just want to hold it down and remove all of the peel. And when I do that, look at what we get. We get our nice silhouetted shape for the remainder of our painting. Remember down here, so be careful down here because it is probably still a little wet. And there. Move that off to the side. Don't need the spatula. So now we have our shape. And inside this shape, we're going to define where everything is. So first, I'm going to take the pointed brush. And I'm going to say that right here is the cat, here is the ghost, and here's the pumpkin. And I know you don't see it, but there's a head to the ghost. So we've already started part of the circular shape. So why don't we just finish it and connect it? See, that's our ghost, that's our cat. And then down here, we've kind of made a shape that's sort of like the pumpkin is a little open. So I'm going to draw a line right down here, just so you can see. And you see where I'm headed? I'm headed right to this circular shape right here, like that. And over here, I'm just headed right there. Now that's good enough because this will be my pumpkin, this will be my ghost, and this will be my cat. So why don't we start with the cat? So all I'm going to do is everything that's white, I'm just going to take my brush, using a pointy brush, and go right inside and block in the shape that's going to represent my cat. I'm going to move my hand out of your way so you can see. And here, if you go over the line a little bit, it's okay. You already have the shape that you're trying to make. So all you got to do is just stay within that shape, and you will get yourself a cat. See? Now I'm just going to go around the edge a little bit. Put my hand is not in your way there. Just want to go around. I'm just anything in this area now that's white, I'm painting it black, to include where the eye socket's going to go. I'm going to show you a trick to give you the eyes back later. But right now, I just want to focus in on filling. Show you another trick. Use the pointed brush around the edge. Use the flat brush inside, and you can actually work a little faster. See, once I have the edges on the outside, I could just pull color faster on the inside. So let's try it here. Let's take this. Let's go right around the edges. Now you could use this brush to do edge work too, but again, my job is to try to show you how to make it easy on yourself. So if you've got a steady hand and a good flow with your brush, please, you can use this brush for the entire blocking in of this cat. I'm just trying to show those of you who might be a little nervous how to take the little skinny brush or the pointed brush, let it work the edges for you first, so at least you get that outer blocking line in for yourself to know not to go any further than that. And once you have that type of block line established or outline established, just take the paint on the thicker brush and fill it. See? It's going to dry the same. You just might have to touch some of those white spots that are open, but it'll dry the same. And just to avoid any problems with that head, I'm going to take my brush and just use that to kind of make me a bolder line around the ghost's head. And the cool thing about the ghost, he's already white. So I really don't have to paint him except for his eyes and his mouth. I'm not even going to give him a nose. He's a ghost, so we can take some parts away. See, this is all I want to do. Come back and get all those little divots. Right now, I just want to show you how to block it in. There's our cat. And of course, we have to do his tail. So I'm going to try to come off over here. Take my little skinny brush. Just going to fill in the tail. Doesn't matter where you start. Just matters that you get it all blocked in. Just going around the loop of his tail, letting the brush do the work for me. If you find your brush is a little dry, either go into the more liquid part of the paint or tap into a small amount of water. Not too much water. We don't want the painting to get too wet looking. Not here. Not this painting. Some paintings that works great. This one, not so much. See that? I'm just making the tail. There you go. Get rid of those divots, I call them. Straighten it out a little bit. There. I'm happy with that. Are you happy with that? I'm happy with that. Just seeing where there's little white spots. I'm just trying to fix them as I go. Okay, that's good enough for me. I'm going to clean off this brush. And now we're going to go clean off this other brush too. Now we're going to jump all the way down. So I want to show you how to maintain what I like to call the leaf shapes. So let's take our brush, take a little bit of this black, and you see right here, you see this point? There's one point that goes here, and then there's another little one that sticks up, and then that becomes leaf number one. You see, I just added that little line, a point, and then curled it. Over here, there's one more, but this one you're going to need to paint a little bit more. So go here to make that line. Then we're going to come down like that. Then we're going to go over like this. Then we're going to come down like that. We're going to come over like this. We're going to come down like that. And then this last one connects right back there like that. And there's leaf number two. So we've kind of like faked in those leaves. Let's clean off our brush. Taking our flat brush and working around the colors we just put in. Let's just paint our pumpkin orange. So here, I'm going to start here with some orange. Being very careful here to touch a little bit. Wipe it off because it did touch, but that's fine. Grab some of this yellow. Maybe put that in here too, just to lighten it up. Add a little value. See, like that. Let me just wipe the color off. Go into a little bit more yellow here. Just going to do it sort of like that. Wipe that off. Go into a little bit more orange here. And just keep alternating between yellow and orange to give your pumpkin some values that are not just all orange. Like there's some bright spots. Like the sun's hitting it and it's showing where some of the highlight on the pumpkin is. Let's just blend this in. See? Just going to keep like playing with that yellow, orange kind of like flavor, if you will, like right in here. I'm going to put some. Maybe I'll even go over here and put some. Then I'll take some orange and just keep working it. Don't worry, we'll put the top back in 1 second. I just want to show you how you can take a little color and mix it very lightly right here on the canvas to give your pumpkin, see those variations? Let's go with a little bit of yellow here. Just put some of that right over on this side. Then go with the orange, and let's almost finish this off. Don't worry, the paint dries fast. You won't have too much leakage into your color. I'm just doing this to regain my shape. See? And now maybe just all orange right here. Right along this edge here. And there's my pumpkin shape. At least a start. I might go back. Oh, I like that mix right there. I like that. It's automatic. See, accidents do happen. There you go. So there's my pumpkin shape. Clean off my brush. Using the same flat brush, I'm going to put some green and yellow inside here. So let's start with some green. Then grab a little bit of yellow. Let those two mix up. And give me a grass leaf that's not just all yellow. Ooh, like that black in there too. Let's let that set up while we continue around over here. We're just adding color to our leaf. And you notice, even when it mixed in with a little bit of the black, I didn't panic. I kept going because maybe that's going to add a little extra something to my painting that I didn't plan on, but it's going to help my leaf, because I'm going to come back later and go around that with some black anyway. You'll see. You'll see. Let me just not spoil it. Let me just keep moving. So you see, we have our color in there. Let's go in here. We're going to go with a little yellow first. Then we'll grab some green, because it doesn't matter. We just want the colors to not be a solid green or a solid yellow. I'm just going right to the edges of my leaves. There. So now we have that blocked in. Let's clean off our brush. And while that's setting up, let's go back to our ghost. Now the ghost has 3 dots right around here. That's going to represent the ghost's eyes and mouth. So let's just go right in here and put a circle. That'll be eye number 1. Then let's go right next to that and put another circle. And that'll be eye number 2. And then right underneath that, we're just going to make a little bit of a circle. And that's going to represent his mouth. And that's all we need for our ghost. Those 3 dots. Now, if you'd like, which I like to do, is I like to take and go right around the edge of my ghost. So I go from the cat. I put some black on the brush and I just drag the color right along the edge of both sides of my ghost. That's one side. See, load it up. Keep loading it up and just drag till it dries. Then load up and drag until it dries. And then load up and drag until it dries. And that gives me a nice outline around my ghost. Okay, we just touch this. It's almost dry. So let's continue. Let's do the same thing with our pumpkin. Let's just take the paint and just go right around the edge, back to the leaf of our pumpkin. You're going to go over this leaf and bring it right around the edge of this side of the pumpkin. See? That just helps set it in. Now, if you want to put a nice top to your pumpkin like it's open, you just take and you make a little bit of a half arc like that. See that opening? We're just going to fill it. So now we're just going to take the black paint and fill in that little opening where we went in and cleaned out all the inside of the pumpkin. See that? Now let's put a line around this leaf like that one has. So you just simply do the same thing like the ghost. You just put a little on the brush, you drag, you load, you drag, go to the other side, you drag, more paint. See, once you get to the black part, you could actually stop because it's already black down there. You could even take this brush and run a vein right down the middle and say there's a vein there. You could take over here and put a vein. There's a vein there. So you see, now let's clean off our brush. Show you a couple of more tricks. Our painting is almost finished. I'd like to take some white. Yes, white. And I want to make some cat eyes. So I'm just going to take and make a little bit of a shape like that. That's one eye. Like little cat eyes. That's two eyes. And I'm going to leave that and let that dry for a second. Come back because I see this little spot. So I'm just going to take and show you how you can clean that up with a little white, see? There. Just going to blend that down a little bit to soften it. Yeah, that's good enough. So now let's add some decoration to the pumpkin itself. So I'm just going to take from here and just do a couple of lines that would be like the slice line of the pumpkin. So maybe it goes like that. And then maybe there's another one over here that goes like this. And you see how I have them at a little bit of a curve? Now I'm going to go the other way. So over here, I'm just going to go like this. And then go like that. And then maybe right here, I'll do this like that. You can even take this black and make some little curly things like this. So you could take it and just decorate some little curly things that are coming off the pumpkin right there like that. Let's just put some more color right in here. There. And now, as promised, I'm going to take my pointy brush, dip right into some yellow. I'm going to go right here where I made those cat eyes, and I'm just going to paint those little white dots yellow. There. And there's my painting. Now, the painting is finished. Just that fast, just that quick, just that simple. You can go in and decorate and add all the touches that you like to brighten up areas, darken up areas, go over lines if you want. You know, this is where you get to spend time decorating. You could even paint with black first. Triangular shapes right here in the pumpkin as if he has a mouth. Use the black, then come back and paint it white. Then add orange and yellow, and it would give it like it's a cutout of a shape. But since we didn't do that from the base part of the painting, I don't want to make it too advanced for anyone. So I'm just telling you what you could do, but I'm not going to actually do it. And that's it. My painting is finished. Well, I hope you had fun. I know I did. Thank you for joining J. Robinson Art Peel-Off Projects. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And please subscribe to our J. Robinson Art YouTube channel so that any new videos that come out, you will automatically get a notification and be the first in your neighborhood to be able to see what we're up to next. Because we just love to paint, we love to be creative, and we're going to have tons and tons and tons of fun. So until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and thank you for allowing me to come in and push around a few colors and have some fun. Bye-bye.